And so things are looking pretty good right now for me. But my opponent was still able to get his command center up. So I know right now that he doesn't have that many attacking units. It would have definitely been a good idea right here to just all out attack with all of these Zerglings and try to crush that command center. But I think at this point I was just thinking, you know, let's just wait, get a couple more Banelings, get some Mutalisks in the mix so that I can deal with any kind of unit composition that he has. If he's got Marines, Marauders, or even Siege Tanks, I'll be able to bust him no matter what. So I was waiting for a couple more Banelings, and then my strategy was to move in, and then crush that third. And I really have to kill off that third expansion. Otherwise, I can get seriously behind against a Terran player once they have that third saturated. So as you guys can see, I'm starting to maneuver my Lings and Banelings to be aggressive. And I see that my opponent does have his planetary fortress on the way, so now's the time to attack. Now rather than never. Gonna move in here, getting a good surround with the Zerglings. My Banelings still using those to follow the Marines, because if you don't kill off the Marines and the Banelings waste themselves on buildings, and those Marines can actually do a lot of damage. And so I'm going to continue to chase those Marines around the map. He's doing a little merry-go-round, and I'm going to bring my Mutalisks right into the what's it called? The orbital command. Now, as you guys can see, even while I'm attacking, I'm still focusing on macroing. You never want to fall behind in macro. And then once you're comfortable, once you spawned all your larvae and, you know, pumped all your drones, look back at the battle, see how things are going. And as you guys can see right there, not looking too good. So I decided to fall back and regroup my forces and try for one more attack attempt. So here comes my Speedlings once again. This time though, my opponent has his planetary fortress up, and that planetary fortress is really doing a lot of damage to my Speedlings. I think it's killing like 3 or 4 at a time, but luckily I have enough Mutalisks to do the cleanup I need to do, and it looks like I should be able to pick off this planetary, although there's a lot of Marines still pumping out. So those Marines are being very pesky. And I may actually have to fall back with my Mutalisks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fall back with my Mutas. There's just, my Mutas are too weak right now. There's still missile turrets up. So I'm gonna have to try for another attack attempt to break this planetary fortress. As you guys know, like I said maybe 2 or 3 times now, absolutely vital that you kill off that fortress. So, you know what? I said, screw it. Let's just sacrifice a bunch of Banelings, make sure that planetary fortress dies, no mercy. And so here we go. I'm going to run in all of my Banelings and try to kill off that planetary fortress. And boom, down goes the fortress from all of my Banelings. And just like that, that's how you do the damage that you need to do to a Terran player's base. I still have a couple more Banelings left. But, the thing about doing those kind of Baneling busts against a command center or even a planetary fortress is that it can put you severely behind if you fail at killing that command center. If you're not able to kill that command center off, then you basically waste, what, 15 or so Banelings for absolutely no reason. But luckily for me that time, it paid off huge. I was able to kill off the Baneling's nest. Now I have a 4th expansion up as well, and I'm still pumping more Lings and Banelings. So things are looking pretty good on the Zerg side of things. Now, I don't want to take anything away from Soju. He's actually microed his Marines extremely well. For being under all that pressure, he's been able to maximize benefit on his Marines almost every single time we've engaged. If you guys notice, he's always been able to micro his Marines. And look at this, he's going to go in for a drop, even though things were looking bleak for him. And honestly, if he's able to kill off my hatchery here and do a lot of drone damage, I am actually going to be somewhat in trouble. And it looks like he was able to kill off quite a few of my drones, and he picks off the hatchery before my Lings and Banelings could get there. And the reason for that, it was actually entirely my fault. I wasn't able to spread my creep over to that 4th. My creep spread this game, not the best, and that cost me because my Zerglings and Banelings were not able to get over there quickly enough. As you guys can see, I was also trying to break down those backdoor rocks. It didn't exactly work. He still got a Marine there. So this guy, Soju, has some incredibly good Marine micro. Every single battle he's been able to maximize the benefit of his units. And if you're a Terran player, that's what you need to do. You've got to be able to pull your Marines away from Banelings, away from harm, because they're your highest DPS dealing unit. You do not want them going down to little green sacks that are rolling into your face. So you got to be able to micro your Marines away and get them out of harm's way. Unless your Marauders tank that kind of damage. They're built for heavy duty, not the fragile Marines. But anyways, my opponent Soju, once again, spreading his units wisely, attacking different locations. He knows that he's behind right now, and by picking off these hatcheries, which he's already picked off 2, he's actually made it I would say close to even at this point, because he's got 2 base and I've got one. I'm actually only mining off of 1 base right now because my natural is almost mined out. I'm only mining out of the center expansion, and my opponent probably is mining off of 1.5 bases, as he's got mules, and he's probably just now gotten his 3rd right back up. So honestly, his attack with his dropships, very, very wise. It just put him right back into this game. Even though I'm still somewhat ahead, he definitely has a chance to win this game still. And so because I was getting a little bit pissed off about those Marines microing around so much, I decided, let's get some infestors. All too often, Zerg players forget that you have a way to deal with Marine micro. You have a way to deal with micro in general, and that's the good old infestor barfing spell. Just barf some green stuff and they can't move. So it's a very, very good spell that's underused. And yeah, it's something that every Zerg player should bring into their army composition. So I am going to get an infestor out there. It looks like my opponent once again is going to attack, and he does have quite a large army. Unfortunately for me, I did not use my fungal growth, but I did spread my banelings to try to go after all these Marines. Looks like my infestor is just going to be chilling there. So a bit of mismanagement from me. I was able to kill off quite a few of the Marines, and I'm going to be able to pick off this siege tank. So I've just barely survived yet another all-out Terran attack. But right now at this point in time, I really need some banelings, as I pretty much wasted all of my banelings, and my opponent still has a ton of dropships, which is keeping these Marines so sturdy and so hard to kill. So I am going to try to whittle down this army. Looks like my infestor gets picked off. It's a very, very close battle right now. My opponent is still streaming in reinforcements, and so he was really, really good, Soju, at bringing out all these Marines, macroing off of only 2 bases, but yet still bringing all these Marines. And it looks like he was able to kill off all of my Mutalisks, all of my Lings and Banelings. Unfortunately, right when I was trying to transition into Ultralisk, I think I have like 2 Ultras on the way right now, but just a minute too late, and that is going to cost me quite a bit. Here comes some Lings, but there's just too many Marines and Marauders and dropships there. And so I'm going to have to fall back, allow him to take out that middle expansion and regroup. And so here comes my Ultras. As you guys can see, now I'm the one who's on the back foot. I'm the one who's in a ton of trouble. And really, that's because Soju has really good Marine micro, and B, because he was able to pick off my expansion on the side. Now here we go. Once again, gonna have to try to defend against this with my Ultras and my Banelings. And unfortunately, my valuable Ultras are getting whittled away. Here comes some Banelings though. But things are looking pretty bleak for me right now, as I'm pretty much down to 1 base versus 1 base. As you guys can see, obviously the Terran doesn't have the left side expansion, but he does have the center one. So it's 1 base Terran versus 1 base Zerg at this point, and obviously that is never a good position for a Zerg player to be in. Really, the reason why my opponent was able to come back, Soju, was mainly I didn't creep spread over to my 4th base. I wasn't able to defend it. And B, because he's just got really good Marine micro, is able to avoid my Banelings. Here we go, once again, he's dodging my Banelings, running his Marines away, and trying to maximize, even though it's only 1 Marine, maximizing its efficiency, and even confusing the crap out of my Queen, which is, for whatever reason, attacking my hatchery. I guess my Queen just got so pissed off at those Marines, it just decided to become a traitor. Join the other side, whatever. So obviously things are not looking too good for me right now, guys. Soju has pretty much outplayed me. He was able to come back from out of the dark, and right now I was just thinking, you know, maybe I can get some Ultras and Lings out, but as you guys can see, I've got 2,000 gas, almost 2,000 gas, and only 148 minerals. So when Soju was able to attack this expansion and bring it down, I was only mining off of 1 base, and unfortunately, producing all of those Lings and trying to get some Ultras out is really mineral intensive, and so I wasn't able to hold off that timing attack where he was able to crush me with just a handful of Marines and all of his dropships. So here we go, one last attempt to try to hold on to this game. I was thinking, you know, it's still one base versus one base. Maybe he's running out of minerals as well. Maybe I've got a chance. I just need to get some banelings out here. I've got a ton of gas. Let's pull all these drones off of the gas as well. In fact, I think I pull the drones off gas eventually. But yeah, trying to get as many banelings as I can. I knew if I could get a decent army of banelings and ultras, I might still have a chance in this game. And so I was thinking, all right, here we go. Let's pull these drones off gas. I obviously have way too much gas anyways. Bring all of those to mine some minerals. But here we go. My opponent now bringing even his SCVs off the line, and I realize, all right, that's definitely GG. So Soju takes me down, and yeah, this is my first game out of my ladder series. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is going to be a daily thing, probably Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday. I'll post one ladder game a day. And so actually it looks like my score was better than Soju's at the end, so maybe that game was closer than I thought. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this broadcast, and once again, the HD tournament is coming up soon. I do have the sponsorship finalized, and yeah, because I was casting the G-Star All-Star, it was delayed a little bit, but hopefully we're going to get that underway sometime around Christmas. So that's my Christmas gift to you guys. And oh, by the way, Merry Christmas everyone out there. Happy holidays. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, and that'll be it for me. We'll have another game coming up tomorrow for my daily ladder series. HD signing out.